Have you seen the June release of Gina K Designs? It is a fabulous summery release, and I have a stamp set that they sent me to share with you today. Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Keppel, and in today's video, I'll be sharing the latest Gina K Designs Fun Fruit stamp set. So let's dive right in and make a couple of cards with this fabulous new stamp set. The larger size of these fruits in the stamp set make them a lot of fun to color in. So I'm using a Gina K amalgam ink. It's called Obsidian. The amalgam part means that you can use it for both watercolor and for alcohol ink coloring. So I'm stamping it on an alcohol ink friendly paper. This way I'll be ready to color it in. I also wanted to use some Poly-Glaze STENCIL-MATES foiling sheets. I've used these before in a video and I absolutely love them. So I am covering the entire Poly-Glaze foiling sheet with some deco foil, and then I place it inside a piece of parchment folded up or a carrier sheet and run it through my laminator that's been heating up about 10, 15, even more minutes depending on how fast your laminator heats up. I'll do this for 2 different sheets, 2 different colors of foil. I love these Poly-Glaze sheets because there is no black toner on them, so any spots do not show up as far as that black toner, and that just means you get a really great transfer of foil onto those sheets. I also love Gina K's Kraft cardstock. It's a nice heavyweight, smooth cardstock in a nice light Kraft color. All of those items I purchased for myself. And so I just wanted to share them with you because they are some of my favorites from Gina K. So once I had my stamps stamped out in the amalgam ink on alcohol-friendly cardstock, I'm going to use my Ohuhu markers to color them in. And I definitely let this dry for a period of time, the ink itself, or I'll heat set it and then let it cool completely. And that will help it to not smear at all. I don't have smearing issues with the Gina K amalgam, but if you ever do, just make sure that the ink is super dry before you get started coloring. So as you can see, I have the sort of big half slice of watermelon and then that little quarter slice. I'm going to color them both in the same color schemes. So the same 2 greens, the same couple of reds with pink, and then I have for that inner rind a really pale green. So I didn't have the dies for these, so I just simply fussy cut them out. They're pretty easy to fussy cut. I decided to ink blend over the Poly-Glaze. You can do that if you want because the foil will resist your ink. So I am using a few colors of Distress Oxide ink. I had Kitsch Flamingo and then Twisted Citron and then Mowed Lawn to kind of replicate the look of watermelon. I did heat set that a little bit just to make sure the ink was dry, and then I used tons of anti-static powder because I wanted to stamp the sentiment right over top and heat set it. So I used some VersaFine Pigment Black ink, stamped it, and then covered it with clear fine embossing powder and then heat set that. And this way that won't smear at all. So I cut that down to 4 by 5 1/4 to mat it on that Kraft cardstock, and then I'll pop up the half watermelon slice. I kept moving it around up and down the card. I don't know why. I really ended up liking it kind of in the center of the card there. And I thought I was done, but when I was shopping, I also grabbed some of these Gina K embellishments. They are a rainbow set of pearls. So I picked out the pinks and some greens and a couple of reds for on the watermelon, but I thought they accented it perfectly and added some shine and dimension. For the next card, I decided to use the strawberries. There's a large and a smaller strawberry, and to get a nice gradient of color on the strawberry, I started with a very light red. So it's almost a pale pink. And I left a spot that is going to be my highlight spot on that strawberry where I didn't color in at all until the very end. So I have some red that I filled in there, a deeper, darker red, and then used the lighter colors to get rid of any harsh lines and blend it out. And you can see that I left that highlight alone and it ended up being a nice highlight on the strawberry. So I'll do the same exact thing for the smaller strawberry, same colors, and then still fussy cut those out. It's really not hard. These are pretty basic shapes. I cut an A2 piece of green cardstock, and then I have a red cardstock that's cut to 4 by 5¼ and then I cut down the Poly-Glaze even smaller than that by 1/4 inch on both sides. So I'll have the 2 strawberries popped up on some foam adhesive. There's only foam on the right-hand side of the smaller strawberry because it's overlapping the large strawberry. I'll do the same exact thing with the sentiment where I stamp it in VersaFine black pigment ink and then cover it with some clear embossing powder and use some of those pearls. Again, this time I'm using the red pearls and some green to accent those strawberries, and they look good enough to eat. I don't know what it is about fun fruit designs, but I love to color them in. If you like to include fruit designs on your cards, let me know in the comments below. If you want to see a video featuring a bunch of my favorite Gina K Designs products, check out this video next. As always, I want to thank you so much for stopping by and spending time with me today. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you again soon. Include on your cards.